Well, howdy, howdy. How is everybody doing on this fine Wednesday, July 27th, 2022? Hope everybody's having a good time out there and making some money. And I had some things that was on my mind that I wanted to talk about. And they've been getting talked about on some of the other channels. And I don't know, I need to mute this. Stand by. My headphones are over here blowing me out. Anyway, um, there was apparently a guy, and Pedro was talking about him on his video, and that's how I found it. But then I found some more that people are kind of putting down gig drivers, and I it just kind of got under my skin a little bit because they say that gig drivers don't have any skills. There's no qualifications to be a delivery driver, and I need a haircut, don't I? I'm going to get a haircut in the morning. So if y'all are going to St. Louis, y'all will see me with no wings. Man, I can't even get them tucked away. I ought to get some hair color too. Hide that gray. Anyhow, what I was getting at is people are being put down and made to feel bad because people are saying they don't have any skills. And I tell you what, I've worked at a state hospital in direct care with patients. And to be honest with you, this requires as much skills as doing that. I mean, if you're dealing with the public, if you can have a conversation with somebody who is mad and upset and angry and be able to resolve that situation, then you're doing good. And those take skills. That's social skills. That's what we called it. How you doing, Tony, Rodney? How y'all doing? I'm just talking about how people are putting down others for the jobs that they're doing, and that was another thing. It is a job because, and I made this mention on a comment the other day on, I think it might have been Pedro. I don't know, but if a job is anything that pays the bills, a good job is anything that pays the bills and you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy this kind of work, then you shouldn't be doing it. You know, that's straight up. But, there are jobs out there that do require more skills, but to think that this job doesn't require any skills or any qualifications, that's dead wrong. And and I don't want people to feel bad about what they're doing. I mean, you're probably doing a lot more than a lot of other people, especially nowadays, because people don't even want to work anymore, and that's what's getting bad. And if and to save my life, I cannot figure out how they pay bills without having some kind of income. Now I realize people can kind of live off the government. That's just the way it is. It's the way it's been for years and years, long before I came along. But you know, doesn't it make you feel better to make that dollar yourself? There are situations where you do need help, and I get that. I'm all for it. But y'all stand by. I got this new smartwatch, and it's pretty cool. And everything that it vibrates and it makes all kinds of noises. I don't even know what it's doing. So anyway, don't let people put you down for what you're doing. If you enjoy doing it, the heck with them. That's what I got to say on that. Now, as far as people getting upset because they're not getting tipped, how you doing, Matt from Michigan? Man, you way up there. But in a way, I agree. You might not want to tip the drivers and everything, and I kind of get that. But on the other hand, they need to understand that DoorDash and places don't pay that well. And it is the person's fault that works for DoorDash that takes those orders. And what bothers me on that, I'm kind of going around about this the wrong way. I know what I'm wanting to say, but it's kind of hard to figure out how to say it, is you can fuss and gripe all you want to, but you're the one doing this job. So don't get mad at those that don't want to tip because you're the one doing the job. If the order's good enough and it pays good enough with or without the tip, take it. Be happy. That's just the way it is. How you doing, Lisa? Glad y'all made it tonight. Hope everybody's not getting burned up out there in that heat. It has been blistering hot out there in North Texas. But anyway, I hear people griping and complaining that these gig apps should pay them more. And why should they? Put yourself in their shoes. If you ran a company and you could get the job done for a lesser amount, would you not do that? Up until it starts affecting your quality. And that's where I kind of differ maybe from like DoorDash and places like that. Is because even as a contract laborer, independent contractor, whatever you want to call yourself, have a little pride in what you do because you're not only a reflection to the company that you're delivering for, it's also a reflection on you. What if you just put something up on somebody's front porch and it spills and you just walk off and leave it and forget it, and it comes to find out that was a friend of somebody that you know, and they say, "Oh, well, a friend of mine drives for them. What was their name?" Because your name shows up on that app. And wouldn't you feel bad? That would be terrible. How you doing, Mark? Mr. Pull My Gig? Hope everything's going well down there and you're catching some fish. I haven't got to go fishing yet. It's too hot. I'm a fair weather fisherman. But anyway, those people that are griping about the not getting enough pay, if you're not getting enough pay, find you another job. It's just plain and simple. And I don't understand why everybody wants to keep moaning and groaning about it. No, it's not fair that you're getting 250 orders. But if you're the one taking those 250 orders, that's on you. It ain't on DoorDash. You're the one that I hate to say it like this, but there's really no other way to put it. Well, no, I'm not going to put it like that because I was going to say you're the one dumb enough to do it. But there are situations where a 250 order is better than a 350 order for the simple fact you may not get a bad rating on a 250 order, where a 350 order, you're probably going to get a bad rating because odds are that food's been sitting there for a while. Think about that. And a lot of people don't understand that. They say, well, it's a $4 order. Okay, it's a $4 order. Well, it started off probably at $2.50. And I would kind of rather take a $2.50 order as long as it's just going a mile or less than I had a $4 order that's going 3 miles, because you got a customer that's already mad. And if they decide to leave a what you call it, review or whatever, then you're going to get a bad rating because they're already mad. And that's, a lot of people don't realize that's what DoorDash is. When people recognize the delivery driver as DoorDash or as Uber Eats, they don't recognize them as Brandon or Mark or Tony or anybody else. You're DoorDash. So it's your fault. So anyway, that was the main things I wanted to talk about is don't let people knock you for what you're doing, because I guarantee you're doing a lot more than a lot of those people. And if, in all honesty, this job requires more self-discipline than going to work where I used to. If you Okay, say you're a stalker at the grocery store. You got somebody that has to tell you what to do, what time to do it, when to take a break, when to take a lunch. If you're going too slow, they're on your case, getting you to speed up. If you're going too fast, you got your buddies, co-workers fussing at you for going too fast, making them look bad. You always got somebody coming down on you, and you got somebody supervising you. If you can't work unsupervised, then you shouldn't be doing this kind of work. And if you can work unsupervised, that's a skill, and they ain't nobody can say it's not. Because I can choose to go sleep half the day under a tree, which I have done when it was slower, not half a day, but 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But it's self discipline to when sometimes when you get all relaxed and cozy under that tree and the air conditioner's blowing on you, radio's blowing a little bit. I mean, the radio's going a little bit and it's relaxing. You get an order that it's iffy, probably not going to take it. But self discipline will make you take that order. And a lot of jobs that are W-2 jobs, you don't have to have any self discipline because you got a supervisor that is going to discipline you to make sure that you do your job. So, yes, it does take skills. And man, that it just aggravates me when somebody don't think this job is that you need any skills or no special qualifications, because it does take special qualifications and it does take skills. I'm not saying skills as in a carpenter or an electrician or a doctor or a nurse, but it does require a good amount of skills. So don't let people knock you. That's the main thing I'm saying. Mine says it certainly does take a lot of discipline to do gig work. Well said. Grandpa, when do you leave for St. Louis? Tomorrow, and I can't wait. And I tell you what, me and Emily was talking earlier. Normally I run these lives for a full hour, and I still might, but I haven't even packed yet. And I'm gonna run to Walmart. Well, it's not Walmart. It's like Pro Cuts or I don't know, Super Cut Clips or I don't know, some haircutting place that's right down the road. And I'm gonna get my wings snipped off in the morning before we go, and then I'll have to come back home, take a shower. But I got to pack up here in a little bit. I haven't packed up. We did get laundry done. I was going to say I got laundry done, but I had some help doing it. So, you know, one step ahead. But yeah, Lisa, we're leaving. We're shooting from around noonish. She has to work in the morning. They got a new computer system at, she works from home, but they sent her a new computer system. So she has to talk to the IT people to make sure it's working right and everything. And then that way, it's come Monday morning, she's ready to go. So hopefully she can get that ironed out pretty quick and we can go get our hair cut and get back, get loaded up, and get the heck out of Texas. I love Texas, but man, I'm ready to get out of here. Probably going to stop. We're shooting probably for Springfield tomorrow night. So this time tomorrow night should be in Missouri, but where at? Not real sure yet. But we'll be in Missouri somewhere. Maybe hiding out in the Merrimack Caverns if I can remember where they're at. I told Gary to say hi to you for me. No get a picture. What do you mean no get a picture? So you're not going to get to go, Lisa? I thought you was going. Anyway, I'm hoping it's going to be a good time. I actually, and get a picture. Yeah, I'm the camera that I'm using right now is a Canon EOS R, and I am taking it with me. I've got my second battery on the charger now, and I'll probably take my tripod, and I'm probably going to get some pictures and some video. I'll have my GoPro on too, but my Canon I don't just take everywhere because when I got a backpack that's got lenses and the camera gear stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit into photography, kind of a lot really. went to a little extremes with this camera pricing. You'll see what I mean. But anyway, I'm going to take this. So yeah, I'm going to have pictures, and I'll post them, and I can email if I can get some group pictures or whatever. I can email you that way, because if you put them on Facebook, and I have a Dash and Grandpa Facebook page, and I actually started dashandgrandpa.com, just a website. But anyway, I can email you pictures, because if you do them on Facebook, the compresses those files so small that they're not real. I mean, they're good, but they're not as good as what they could be. But anyway, what I was going to say a while ago is, I don't know how many of y'all have heard that there was flooding going on up there in St. Louis. I emailed Pedro earlier today, because all the news I've been hearing is it's bad. But Pedro said it was just a small area in St. Louis, and the news was kind of blowing it out of proportion. It definitely flooded there, and there was some loss of lives there. But it's kind of like, let's see, I know like San Antonio and Oklahoma City, places like that can have areas that flood really bad, and you can go over 1.5 miles and you don't even know there's a flood. So anyway, St. Louis is all good to go, what Pedro said. So I was a little worried. I was just double checking with him, make sure everything was still a go. So if y'all are going to be able to get up there, we'll see you there. Oh, you're in Long Island this week. Well, you know what? Your name is well, mine's same thing. dashandgrandpa@gmail.com. Long Island. That would be. That's where. Man. If I wouldn't have thought about it, I wouldn't have thought about it. Anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. The Long Island, not a Long Island Tea. Man, my mind's. You got me thinking about St. Louis now, and I'm thinking, man, I don't know if I could go to Long Island versus St. Louis. Long Island might be kind of fun for a visit. I don't think I'd want to live there, but I don't know. Lou and Mary, that's it. Thank you. My mind went blank. That's what happens when you get all these gray hairs. They start growing in and taking over the brain, I think. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Or sticking to it. Yeah, Long Island Dash experience. Yeah. They had, Steve had some kind of game show on, and I missed the live on it. And I've watched just a little bit of it, but I had some stuff come in, and I had to do a couple of videos on that, so I didn't get a chance to go back and watch it. And y'all know that fella or person that won the Mirror Dash Cam? I have not heard from that person yet, and I keep putting it out there, but apparently they don't want that Mirror Dash Cam. So I think is either a video or something. I put that I would give them till the 1st of the month. I figure when I get back from St. Louis, if anybody wants it, I'm going to put it up for a drawing again. And now I got a different one in too. But that one, I've got to use that one I got to test it out and see how well it works. I don't want to become the dash cam guy, but they're cool. I enjoy messing with that photography and cameras and stuff. So, and the price is right. So, anyway, I'm giving that person till the 1st, and then I'm going to do another drawing if anybody wants it. It's really a good camera, and you really don't have to mount the mirror on your rearview mirror. You can set it down, and it looks like a oblong monitor, and it's got good quality. It's $100 camera, so I mean, it's not $300 or $400, but it's $100 versus a $29 one. So you kind of figure the quality is a little good. No, Daniel, they put their name. It was StreamYard has an app that it'll go through the live chat, and I can put a word in there. And if you put that word in the live chat, it goes through there and it'll cycle through the names and it'll pick that one person out. And they came up and they acted like they wanted it. And all they had, but I had to have, and maybe it's they don't want me to have their mailing address. Maybe that's it, because I have to have a mailing address to send it to them. You know, I can't just put their name on it and send it in the mail, because who knows where it's going. Maybe that was it. They just didn't want to mess with that. I don't know. Grandpa, I have a question. Once I hook my GoPro to the laptop, how do I download what's on the memory card? When you plug the USB cord into it, your laptop should detect it and it'll open up a folder, and you'll go into that folder and then just keep opening the folders. I think I already closed. Yeah, I already closed I had it on there earlier because I was using it to do some product video, and yeah, it's your computer should detect your GoPro. If it doesn't, unplug it, and if you've got two USBs, because every once in a while my laptop, I can plug it in the USB port on the left and it won't detect it, and I can plug it in on the right side and it'll detect it. It's just flick, and you have to, once you plug it in, it'll start charging. You'll have the little blue light on your GoPro showing it is charging. Turn it on, and then the computer will detect it. Yeah, when you get ready to do that, holler at me and I'll see if I can help you. That's pretty simple. Or you can take out the SD card and put it in a reader and do it that way. But it's much easier just plug it into the laptop. I don't do that. Okay, I'll try that. Yeah, just make sure that, like I said, plug it in like you're going to charge it, and then you have to turn it on because it won't switch. Let me check something real quick. Y'all just bear. No, I can't because I need that port. MTP. I don't even. I was looking around for my GoPro. I was going to say I don't even know where I put it. But yeah, I can't really plug it in right now. Wish I could. This is good. If you don't have one of these and you like clipping it on stuff like that, I know it doesn't look like a nice thing, but you can clamp it onto whatever and it does good. And if you've got a moonroof in your car or sunroof and you want to get some footage going down the road, you can clip that up there on your sunroof and have your GoPro video. Kind of cool. But anyway, yeah. If you have trouble with it, shoot me an email, dashinggrandpa@gmail.com, and I'll try to help you with it. It's the figuring the if you haven't figured out the filing system, it's kind of weird, but you'll figure it out. Oh, Daniel, I got to jump off. I'll try to catch up on videos after a bit. Have a great evening. I appreciate you dropping by, Daniel. And this is probably going to be a short night. Well, a short live. I don't know. Who knows? We may get on to something in a minute. I get off on talking about this GoPro, but I need a way. I don't know. I'm getting all sidetracked and excited about talking about GoPros and all that. But yeah, anyway, it is what it is, and we're going to do some videoing. I got did I bring it in? I don't know. I think it's in there on the table. I got a mount too, Lisa. If you want to carry your GoPro like right here, so you can walk through the store or whatever and not have it on something like this, then you can just stick it right there and hands free. It's really cool. I think I put it in the that last video or video before? I'll figure it out. If not, I'll email you. Yeah, just holler at me. Yeah. Where usually I had it stuck right here on this because this is a metal shelf. But anyway, yeah, it's $39. They have another one that's higher, but that one, man, it's a magnet, and you put the magnet like on the inside of your shirt, and then the GoPro mounts on the another mount, and it just sits right there. I wouldn't, since female, I don't think I'd wear a loose shirt because it might pull it down a little too far. Might get a little more attention than what you planned on getting. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of good things out there with GoPros, attachments and stuff like that. And I personally wouldn't buy the GoPro brand stuff because it's marked up big time. Just pick and choose. You know what? It may be linked onto that, onto my little shopping page, my Amazon shopping page. Yeah, look there. But anyway, have anybody ever told y'all that y'all didn't have any skills for delivering? That it didn't take any skills? I had never had nobody tell me that. But that guy on, what is that called, TikTok? He was all, it was TikTok, yeah. He was all talking like he knew what he was talking about. And I guarantee you, I bet you $1 to a donut that there's probably a few people out there that do this kind of work, and in combination with a few other things, probably make a lot more money than that guy that's putting us down. I don't know. I'd like to just tell him to stick it in his ear. He probably has to have a supervisor to tell him what to do. Which, I don't know if you're lucky. If you got a W-2 job, you don't have a supervisor like that. But we all know they're out there. So don't let people put you down. And don't fuss too much if you're not getting paid as much as what you think you ought to get. People is going to keep on and keep on and keep on, and they're going to wind up. I flipped on over to the live UDM had on earlier, and I missed most of it. I just kind of caught bits and pieces of it. And they was talking about unionizing some of like DoorDash and stuff like that. Does people not realize what's going to happen if that comes about? People keep griping that they want to be paid. Well, if you're going to demand what you want to be paid hourly, what is that? It's a W-2 job, isn't it? So you can forget the freedom of picking and choosing what you take and what you don't take. So while everybody, and I'm not happy taking those lowball orders, and I don't take them. But if I do take them, I'm not going to gripe about it because I'm the one that took it. All you're doing is digging yourself a deep hole. I'm not saying you, but those people that are wanting to unionize and wanting benefits and all that, you can't do that in this kind of job and expect that company to maintain this level of independency. Because you start demanding from them, they're going to demand from you, and you can forget independent. Baxter's Batch. Hi, Grandpa. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, man. Fixing to get packed up and head to St. Louis. Main thing is, that's a big thing. But to be honest, we're just getting out of town. It's going to be nice. Lisa says New York wanted to unionize gig workers before the pandemic. It was tabled after that pandemic. Hey, Steve, how you doing? I'm going to get my hair cut in the morning. You got yours cut last week. I know that. But Probably not going to quite go that much. You got more hair than I do. If I cut mine like yours, I'd almost be bald. Because underneath that hat, besides brains, is some bare skin or skin that's getting bare. Yeah, and I've got a pack, but all the clothes are ready to be packed. And I got a few things to do before I can head out. We're going to be heading out about noonish tomorrow. So, and Lisa was saying that she wanted pictures. I told her I'll be bringing my camera, you know, probably going to bring my big tripod and all that. I don't know if I'm going to lug it around everywhere. The camera I'll carry around, but I'd like to get maybe like a group picture or something and set the tripod up. I'm sure there'll probably be somebody there doing it. But in case there's not, I'm going to have mine with me, and I can run out to the car and get the big tripod. Because it's not a lightweight tripod; it's kind of heavy. I don't want to be lugging it around everywhere. The camera I don't mind, and I've got my backpack, but I probably won't need that. I'll just throw on my lens. Actually, the lens that I have on it will work just fine. But yeah, Steve has more hair. Even well, I don't know. He got it buzzed off pretty good, didn't he? But he carries it well. My face is too round for that kind of haircut. I'd like to have it because it's got to be cool. You know, I don't know. One time I tried to wear my hair all spiked up, get that what do you call it, the gel, and put it in your hair. Yeah, made kind of a fence around the pasture that's in the middle, the meadow. Oh, Steve, that's what I'm doing is laundry, groceries for my son, packing, leaving in the morning. 12-hour drive. Yeah, uh, yeah, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? But what you would go right to Oklahoma too, wouldn't you? From Denver. I don't know if you would or not. I don't know. I know from here, and I-44 is about a quarter of a mile right here, and it's I-44 all the way to St. Louis. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some roads that don't look like you're on I-44, but it'll be I-44 when you look at the map. Kansas City to St. Louis, yeah, okay. Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri? I guess it would be both, wouldn't it? You got a nice little new zoo there in Kansas City, Missouri. Went there many, many years ago. Used to be anyway. Yeah, hopefully we're shooting for around noon, and then we're probably going to stay around Springfield tomorrow night, and then go on into St. Louis Friday. That's kind of the plan, but plans change, and I kind of like that too because I hate having everything just ironed out from moment to moment to moment. Because I guarantee you, if I'm involved, it ain't going to happen the way it's supposed to happen. Something's going to come up. We're going to see something different that was nowhere in the plans. So, just a basic rough idea. We will be at that park at 2 o'clock, I believe it was, probably a little before that. But going to stop and have dinner in Kansas City. Oh, with Yost Malone tomorrow. That's cool. That's cool. Is he going over to St. Louis as well, or is he not going to go? I haven't. The only ones that I know for sure is, of course, you and Gary, and I believe I think Tony was going, but I can't remember now. Damn, I tried driving for a Walmart delivery and have yet to process my form. Do you have any idea of what's going on? It's going to be 1 month of this. Yes, I tried contacting them. I tried driving for Walmart delivery And I have yet to process my form. Oh, okay. Okay. You haven't been accepted yet. Sometimes, usually it takes about 2 to 3 weeks, but I've been told that sometimes if they have a lot of drivers in that particular market, then as drivers drop off, they add more in. And depending on your market, like here, Walmart Spark is good. You know, DoorDash is awful. Other places, DoorDash is great. So depending on your market, it may be tough, but don't give up. And you can email them. There was a delivery company, Point Pickup, and I couldn't get on with them. And somebody on another channel had made a comment that they emailed Point Pickup and asked them about it, and they wound up getting put on it. Well, I got put on Point Pickup, but I've yet to get any kind of orders, and I leave it running 24/7. So I don't even, they may not even be available in this area. But what I'm getting at is you may, if there's a way you can email them. I know you said you tried contacting them and they don't respond. I don't know. Shoot them an email if that's not what you've done yet. How you doing, Carrie? It took me a while. Yeah, it sometimes it does, but it's worth it. Just hang in there. By the time you give up, that's when you'll hear something. Okay, yeah. You'll email me your cell phone number. Send me a text so we can connect before Saturday in St. Louis. That okay? That'll work. Just Dashing Grandpa at the Gmail. Yeah, let me know, and I will send you a text. It'll be a area code 940. So smack that. You know, yeah. Well, there's 10 thumbs up. That's more thumbs than I got. I only got two, but yeah, who's counting? I'm excited, Steve. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, uh, Jam, just hang in there. Don't give up. And like I said, if you tried calling them and wasn't able to get any results, just you might send them an email. And it's at driveforspark.com, and I'm sure they have an email address down towards the bottom. So don't give up. Hang in there. I think, Steve, I think it's like 8 hours, 8.5 hours from here. But like I said, we're going to be stopping. I want to go to the Pro Bass Shop, and I don't care what else we do. I've been by it, but I've never stopped at that particular one. And that's the main one, the main place. I don't think it's the biggest. I believe they have a bigger one in Georgia or somewhere over there. But it's big. It's bigger than the one in Grapevine, Texas. And that's a big one there. We don't even have one in Little Old Wichita Falls. Our Bass Pro Shop is Walmart or Academy. Actually, I buy a lot of stuff, fishing stuff at Academy. I tried to get them to the H2O brand. They make lures. And I sent them an email and tell them that they could send me some samples and I would make videos on them. But never heard nothing. But, all they can do is ignore me or say no. Got to throw it out there. Oh, you been in one in Grapevine? It's nice. It's nice. But I want to go to the one in Springfield. There's I can't remember. There's a good barbecue place right down from that one there in Grapevine. I think you got like the Gaylord, the big hotel, and then a barbecue place, and then the Pro Bass Shop right there. You could spend the day right there. I guess we're having barbecue from what I saw in Pedro's video the other day, so you can't go wrong with barbecue, especially when you're an old Southern boy like me. And you can tell I've had my fair share of barbecue. Matter of fact, that's what I had for lunch today. Oh, Grapevine Mall is huge too. Yes, it is. That's a cool place. Our mall here, they might as well close it. When I was a kid, how you doing? I'll just say gamer. Solaram gamer. Favorites ribs. I like ribs, but a lot of times when you go out to get ribs, they don't have a lot of meat on. Some places do though, but like the sausage and just the pulled pork. You know, can't go wrong with a pulled pork sandwich or even a beef. I like them all. It's a barbecue sauce that kind of makes a difference in some of those places. Yeah, I think we had a Dillard's in our mall. They have a sign out there that they're going out of business. I think Sears went out of business. Sears and Roebuck. I think there's still a J.C. Penney's there, and probably 20 stores down one side and 20 down the other, or 20 built places for stores, and there's probably 12 on each side. The rest of them are empty. That was an empty building for years when I was little. Something about that, I don't know the whole story because that was before my time when they built it, but it stayed empty for years. And then probably in the early 70s, they opened it up. And it was a happening place for 20 or 30 years, but for the last 20 years or so, it ain't much to it. Gary, we have BJ's Brew House. They make really good ribs. Well, we have some decent places here, but I wouldn't call them good. We do have a privately, well, a privately owned barbecue place. I mean, it's a restaurant, but it's like just here in the Wichita Falls area. They're really good, but they smoke everything right out back. I mean, it's the real McCoy. It's not like we have rib crib, which rib crib used to be good, but it kind of went downhill. I don't know what's up with that. It's kind of like Mexican food here. We have one good Mexican food place here that I consider really good, and they went out of business. Where's the BJ's Ribs? I guess that's a big franchise. I don't I don't think I've ever heard of it. Baxter Bash, we have some pretty good barbecue places here in San Antonio. My cousin lives in San Antonio, and we have an open challenge when I get down there to go play putt putt. When we were kids, her grandma was my great aunt, and they would come up to Wichita Falls, and we'd always go play putt putt. And that was kind of me and her thing. So I'm gonna have to get down there and get that putt putt tournament going and check out some barbecue places. Okay, I don't know. New Jersey. It's here in Cali. Well, if it's in New Jersey and California, it's a big franchise. Definitely. I'm a long ways from either one of them. You would think. I mean, there's good barbecue places, obviously, and there's one in San Antonio for sure. But you would think there'd be better barbecue places in the South. I don't know why, but I mean, I kind of associate barbecue with Southern cooking, but here there's not so much. Yes, I am live. I'm a real person. I pinged I'm a real person. How you doing? Texas made 88. I've been to Applebee's in Texas. I'm sorry. Hopefully you didn't get ill. Applebee's used to be good. I mean, it's a decent place, but it's way down on the food chain compared to some more places. Yeah, everybody thinks we have the best barbecue in Texas. There's a lot of spots near me, but I have yet to try all of them. Yeah, we have one. It's called McKinney's here in Wichita Falls, and that's really good. And there's one or two more that's decent, and the rest of them, it all tastes the same. You know, if you don't have a uh, good barbecue sauce and you use the right kind of wood to smoke that meat with, then you're missing out. I mean, you need some pecans, some apple wood, stuff like that, and that aces. My go-to when it comes to barbecue is pulled pork and ribs. Don't have to care much about the sides. I hear you. I hear you. I go for the pulled pork and then the sausage. I like the sausage. Not a whole lot of it, just like 4 or 5 slices. Applebee's is okay. I feel like the small portions are small, or portions are small. Yeah, they used to be pretty good, but they're not as good as they used to be. We used to have like a Bennigan's, which was basically the same thing, and we still have. Oh shoot, I forget the name of it, but it's right along that kind of like Bennigan's and Applebee's and stuff. You know, it's got the bar, Chili's. I knew it would come to me. They're okay, but you had a chance to move to Grand Prairie, but I turned it down. Grand Prairie's not bad. Parts of it's not bad, you know, as far as traffic goes. That's what I'm getting at. Grand Prairie, Arlington, Irving, get over there, that starts getting a little heavier in traffic. You get around uh, 820 and 114 and all that. That's too busy. But I can get around in Grand Prairie and Arlington. You know, that's pretty good area. That's the first place. Actually, Arlington was the first place I ever ate at Texas Roadhouse, the steakhouse. That was really good. There in Grand Prairie, they used to have a wax museum. I don't know if it's still there or not. Seems like it's on I-20 and Beltline, but I can't remember. Bill Miller's has gone down in quality, but their barbecue sauce is still really good. Well, like I said, a lot of times on that barbecue, it's their barbecue sauce that can make a huge difference. You know, I mean, the wood makes a big difference, but barbecue sauce adds that final touch. You want to visit Austin? Austin's pretty. Yeah, yeah. Texas Roadhouse, it stays packed here as well. Their chili is really good too. I like their. I always get the what's it called, Fort Worth ribeye, and then one of my sides will be the little bowl of chili. And they got those loaded mashed. But man, I'm going to be talking. I'm going to be getting hungry. Oh, I do have pizza in there. We ordered pizza so we'd have something to kind of snack on our trip tomorrow. My thoughts on Sweet Baby Ray's is it's too sweet. But some people can only eat Baby Ray's because it doesn't have cinnamon in it. If you're allergic to cinnamon, you can eat that Baby Ray's. But I think it's a little sweet personally. I mean, it's good, but that's just me. What do I know? Saltgrass. Where is saltgrass? Is that? I mean, there's one. Where was that? Was it Grapevine or McKinney? Somewhere I ate there one time, a long time ago, and it was good. I enjoyed it. Really good. So where are you at, Texas, mate? You wanted to visit Austin. You may have told me, but I don't. I'm sorry. I'm old. That's my excuse. Oh, Houston. It's all hot and muggy. I don't know. I've been through Houston a few times, and I hate driving there. I've got cousins that live. What lake is that? That's north of Lake. Is it Lake Whitney? Is that right? Can't remember. Livingston, Lake Livingston. They live at Lake, right, not at the lake, but in that area. And they've been down there. I mean, those kin folks are old enough to be my grandparents, so they've been down there that whole time, so they must like it. They had the heat and got everyone in prison. Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know what. I know a lot of times in my car, it'll show 118 degrees. I mean, I know that's not the real temperature, but I'm wondering if that's not what the real feel is. Because somebody told me that when you get the temperature from like the weather and stuff, their thermometers are actually in the shade, and that don't count. If you ain't out in the direct sunlight, that ain't the real temperature, if you ask me. Been super muggy in New York. I guess it's all like in Houston. You get in that Gulf Coast uh, moisture and stuff. New York is expensive to live in there. What's your opinion? What I understand is real expensive. I knew somebody whose ex-husband worked for the city of New York, and he made over $100,000 a year, and they've struggled. I think it was Hyde Park is where they live, if I remember right. I also had a chance to move to New York, turned that down too. I I'd love to visit New York, but I don't know about living there. I don't know. That would be a tough one. But I definitely like to visit there. My aunt and uncle, that my aunt retired from American Airlines, they used to fly up to New York just for supper and spend the night and then come back. But they flew for free, so they loved it up there. I've never been up there. Yeah, I went to school in New York, but that was years ago. I loved it. It's been so long since I've been in school. I don't remember anything about it. Of course, probably the last couple of years of it, I wasn't all together there, if you know what I mean. But I did participate in classes from time to time, from what I remember. Anyway, New York City is expensive, but the rest of the state isn't bad. I'm in central New York, and I have a two-bedroom for $745 a month. But New York City two-bedroom would be over 3K. Yeah, I get. If my directions are right, Hyde Park is in New York City, and I know he worked for the city of New York, so that's probably why it was so high there. 745 for a two-bedroom anymore is not bad because even here in Wichita Falls, you used to be able to get a pretty nice two-bedroom house for 500, 600 a month. Now they're 800, 850. I don't understand the housing market. It's gone crazy. People are not making any more money than what they made 10 years ago, but the real estate is not quite doubled, but it's went up at least 30%, I would say. It's cheap living here, yeah. Well, com- compared to 3,000 a month, it's real cheap. Dallas area used to be real high. I do know that. And talking about Grand Prairie and Arlington. Arlington was a little higher than Grand Prairie because I checked on an apartment in Arlington, and that was back in like 2010. And I want to say a one bedroom was like 650, but that, you know, it wasn't like super, super nice, but it was nice and clean. I think it was on Green Oaks and Collins, if anybody's familiar with Arlington. Houses seem to be more bang for the buck here based off of what others have said where they stay. Yeah. I imagine even New York is probably cheaper than California. Seems like everybody's moving out of California and coming to Texas. I know several people that's done that and I heard of several people doing that. Yeah, 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 yeah. If you're young enough, if you dream it, do it. You know, I'm not old yet, but I'm getting on up there and just to pack up and take off to another part of the country. Another state might not be too bad if it was like New Mexico, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, you know. But to pack up and move to like the New York, that would be a big change at my age. And I don't know. I'm content. It's hot, but I'm content. At least we don't get the winters they do up in New York. That's for sure. No, Chicago gets pretty bad too. Oh, I can only imagine gas prices. Gas has been going down here, thank God. Yeah, I think 373 is what I got gas for yesterday. I believe that's what it was. I mean, I think I got a 10-cent discount. With if you do Walmart Spark and you can qualify for that, and I don't remember what the qualifications are. I just got an email that said that I qualified for the Walmart Plus card for a month, and you get one of the perks to that is 10 cents off a gallon of gas at Murphy's. So it's worth it. I think that even if you paid for the membership, it's like $12.50 a month. 7-Eleven has a good deal too. They'll send out usually about once a month. And they was doing it like twice a month, but it's their rewards thing, and it's like 20 cents off a gallon for like a Friday and a Saturday. But it doesn't happen. It happens plenty often if you don't drive a lot. But if y'all are like me, I drive a lot, and I'm getting gas about every 3 days. No fun. So I'll look for all them discounts I can find. Circle K is great because it's one price for card and cash. There's not any, as far as I know, there's not any places in Wichita Falls that does the where it's cheaper if you use cash. I've heard people talking about it, but I not here, but I've heard people talking about it, but I haven't seen that here. I know back in the I want to say the late '80s, mid to late '80s, they did that. You had a cash price and then a credit price. 355. Heck yeah. Maybe those prices will come on up this way. I wonder if they're getting some more, getting it shipped in there at Galveston more. I don't, wherever they bring it in at. Yeah, that Get Upside app is not all that. Like I'm putting 50 in the gas tank, get a whopping 20 cents back. That's true. Um, if you watch uh, that upside, if you'll watch that close, occasionally, instead of like a 3 cent a gallon discount, there'll be a 15 or 20 cent discount. But though you have to check it periodically. I used to not be a big fan of it at all, and I'm still not a huge fan, but I do have it and I do look, and I think I've got like $30 credit on there. You know, that ain't hardly a quarter of a tank of gas in my car, and that would only last about a day and a half. But the Upside app doesn't work in my area. Huh. 3.59 in Central Florida. Man, y'all's gas is cheaper than maybe it's the whole southern area. Y'all are down there closer to the Gulf, I guess. I don't know. But it says the apartment I lived in 6 years ago was $975 a month. Now it's $2,100, and I live in a house now. How you doing, pork chop? Closer to the refinery. Yeah. I guess that's it. They have a big old refinery down there around Corpus. I think that's what that big refinery is. 359 is decent. I'm kind of curious as what it is when you're heading up towards St. Louis, but we're going in Emily's car, and I think she gets 20. What was it? 26 miles. About 26 miles a gallon versus my 15. So that should save a bunch. But anyhow, if any of y'all are going to be in St. Louis, we'll see y'all there. And in the meantime, I'm fixing to go eat some pizza and pack my bags and head out. Or not head out, but I don't know. I'm getting off here anyhow. Y'all have a good night and appreciate y'all dropping by, and keep smiling. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Bye, y'all.